Welcome to Tech Talk with WSU Tech, where we dive into all things WSU Tech and highlight the voices within our college community. I'm Dr. Sherry Utash, and today we have the honor of chatting with Krissy Buck. Thanks for being here. We always like to kick this off with having you introduce yourself and tell everyone about what you do and how you serve the mission of the college.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Sherry. Thank you. I'm Krissy Buck, and I'm the program director of ShockStarter and the digital marketing program at WSU Tech. And how I impact the college is I train students for the workforce that ultimately helps drive our Wichita ecosystem.
And how important is what you do to the Wichita ecosystem?
Yeah, we are helping businesses become successful in this city by providing them a skilled workforce in digital marketing.
Right down the mission of WSU Tech.
Oh.
So let's dive into your story. So we're going to talk about ShockStarter today. And where's the origin of ShockStarter and what inspired its creation?
Yeah, so ShockStarter was started by Tanya Witherspoon over at WSU. She got some feedback from industry that students coming out of university from communications and marketing knew the theory of marketing and communications, but didn't have the applicable skills to market online. And so she created ShockStarter as this applied learning lab where they could learn these applied skills while in the classroom.
Okay,
Yeah,
so fast forward, those who aren't familiar, why ShockStarter? Explain what it is and what is it designed to accomplish?
So ShockStarter is an applied learning lab. We hire students, we pay them. So they get a little bit of money to pay for tuition and fun things while they're going to school. But the beauty of ShockStarter is we are building their skill sets. And we are providing them jobs that meet industry needs that they can apply to their portfolios for when they go out into industry. On the other side of that, we are helping small businesses, nonprofits, agencies with their workflows. And so we are driving the Wichita ecosystem by putting these students in this situation where they can apply what they're learning into the classroom, learn a few hard skills in ShockStarter, and then go out and try it in the real world.
So true applied learning, like the best applied learning.
Yes.
Like from the classroom to work with a business and industry and then create.
Absolutely.
So if I'm a ShockStarter, what does a typical day look like for me?
Yeah, so you're either in class and then you come to work. So we are officing at WSU Tech South, and they come in, and I'm their project manager. I'm also business development. I wear a lot of hats for them. They come in, I assign them work. So any typical day, they're making social media content, they're doing some copywriting, building websites, editing video, shooting video. We offer almost every single service that a traditional marketing agency would offer. So they have a lot of options about what skills and jobs they get to work on.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that, being an old marketing person. So how many students do you have?
Currently, I have 4. I have capacity for 7.
Okay. And what kind of need do you have out there? Do you have more need from industry than you have students?
Yes, I do. I still think Wichita doesn't quite know about ShockStarter and what we can provide. Also, the quality of work that we provide. We had a student that's been working with a subject matter expert and created a beautiful training video that we're going to house on Canvas Catalog, our open education platform. And we did that in-house right at WSU Tech South in front of a green screen. It looks professional. It looks like something you would find from a studio. We're creating a really awesome new website for someone I know.
I'm so excited.
Again, it's professional. So I'm also the program director of the digital marketing program. And so I'm right there alongside students to help advise them. And the skills that we're teaching in digital marketing, these skills evolve constantly. And my faculty members and I are continually learning and implementing new practices, new technology into our curriculum. So I'm right there next to the students to help advise them on these projects, these needs for real customers. So they're doing SEO work, they're providing analytics, I mean, very technical things. And, the community, when they hear student work, the perception is that it's lower quality. And that's just not the case with ShockStarter.
So are there only WSU Tech students in ShockStarter?
No, I also hire WSU students.
Fabulous.
Yes.
So they come out of the marketing department, out of the Barton School of Business, I assume?
I will hire students from any concentration,
Okay.
any program, if they can show that they have a portfolio that will show off some of their digital marketing skills. So one example I use is an automotive student. Maybe they really love creating graphics and they're a talented self-taught graphic designer, and they need a part-time job. They bring that work to me and they want to work for me, I'll put them to work.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So from all disciplines, just depends on what their passion might be.
Yes.
And their expertise.
Yes.
So I'm just guessing that you might have a favorite story or a moment from your time with ShockStarter. And ShockStarter's not very old either.
No, it's not.
That really shows the impact that ShockStarter's had. So first of all, how old is ShockStarter?
ShockStarter started in 2022.
Very new.
Very new. Yes.
Infant stages.
Absolutely.
Tell us your favorite story, your favorite moment that you think had maximum impact.
So I think seeing our alumni out in industry, networking alongside them, bumping elbows with them is so special to me, because now they're my colleagues, they're my peers. And I mentored them in the early stages of ShockStarter. And now they're working for leaders in our community, like the Wichita Regional Chamber of Commerce doing data analytics, for the Greater Wichita Partnership doing graphic design. We have one that is working at Deloitte, one that's working at a nonprofit,
That is
one that
amazing.
worked at Envision. I mean, yes, they are spread out and they're doing amazing things.
Does that fill your bucket?
Absolutely.
Fill your heart? Fill your bucket?
When I get to see my students or the students that I mentored that were at WSU out in industry doing the work, absolutely. Yeah, it's a full circle moment for me.
So tell me about a time when you took a student with you to negotiate some kind of a contractual deal with a business. What is a student experience during that?
So I have a student. I've taught her. She was in my program. She graduated, and she was very quiet. I couldn't get her to talk. I couldn't get her to talk the whole time she was in my program, really. Now she is our social media manager. She's the face of ShockStarter, and she is meeting with clients on her own. But first, she had to come alongside me. And so, I mentored her by showing her what it looks like to manage a client, to talk to them, to negotiate with them, to take care of them. And I think that's been really impactful for her. And now she feels comfortable enough to go to the client's office on her own. Yeah.
So she learned the business side along with the social media, the digital expertise side.
Yes. Yes. And I try to be really transparent too about the business side of ShockStarter. So cost versus billable hours. Are we using our time efficiently? What does the revenue look like? When they get frustrated with programs, well, we got to drive some more revenue so that we can buy better equipment and better programs, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's great. I love that. So, looking ahead, what's next for ShockStarter?
I want to see, and this is actually Tanya's vision of ShockStarter, is that we would expand into other business operations. I'm brainstorming right now with a fabulous new accounting instructor named Brian Elmore, and he is visiting with local accounting agencies about partnering with them. And so maybe that might be the next step for ShockStarter, is bringing in 2 bookkeeping students that can provide those services to local business.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
Love that.
But I would love to see ShockStarter really grow into all facets. of business, not just
So
marketing.
what's in it for the business? What are the business, if they come to engage with you, what is it they get?
So they get to work with students who are creative.
Mhm.
Also, we are teaching them the newest technologies, the newest practices of marketing. So they're getting the freshest take on marketing. Not going to lie, the fees are lower, right? We never want to compete with industry. In fact,
Mhm.
we have a wonderful advisory board of agency owners across all different niches of marketing, including photography and videography agency. And so we never want to compete with them. But really, if there is a business that has a small marketing budget,
Mhm.
we're affordable for them.
So you can take the gaps. Like at one point in my time, years ago in my career, I had a small business. I would not have had the ability to do this kind of work today. So I could have hired ShockStarter to come in and fill that gap for me,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes. Yes. But we have big customers too.
Mhm.
I mean, big customers that just want to work with students and want to give back. So we have a customer that their office is down in Wellington, but they're based out of Europe. And they
Wow.
have brought us in to create training videos.
Mhm.
And they want to do it just because they want to partner with our institution.
That's great.
Yeah.
And are you working with all different kinds of industries?
Yes.
Okay.
Aviation, consulting, podcasting, let's see, real estate, education. Yeah, it's across the board. We have a doctor, an MD.
Really?
Yes. Oh, a nail salon. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
So if a business is listening to this today and wants to become a client potentially or learn more about ShockStarter, what do they do?
Well, they can Google ShockStarter and they'll find us that way. But also they can email me at kbuck@wsutech.edu.
You know, I adore the work that you're doing. I am thrilled with ShockStarter.
Thank you.
And I also just, want to pay homage to the fact that you began the digital marketing program. I mean, you were like you're like the founding mother of that program, and you have taken this and moved it where students are getting just an incredible experience. And I can't thank you enough for taking a vision and really making it a true reality that really helps students, and it helps this community and all kinds of industries to be able to promote themselves.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you want to say that I haven't asked you?
Yeah, the impact of hiring WSU students alongside WSU Tech students. Our students, we know that they have the mindset already that college is hard, right? But when they're sitting next to one of their peers from WSU, they realize I'm not so different after all.
Love it.
And so my students, I have a ShockStarter who is not interested in earning a bachelor's. She'll be the first person in her family to earn a bachelor's degree from Wichita State University.
That is quite an accomplishment. That's wonderful. In closing today's Tech Talk, tell me how people can support you and the work that you're doing with ShockStarter.
Hire students.
Hire students.
Hire students. Hire WSU Tech digital marketing students. We are really giving them all the skills that they need to go out and do the work right away. And we've seen that happen. But also work with ShockStarter. Let us help your business while also supplying this much needed industry experience for these students that they can put on their portfolios. And then third, invest in these students through education. Let us come tour your facilities and learn from you. Allow us to learn from you in a mentorship relationship. Those are the ways that you can support ShockStarter.
So you're building a talent pipeline.
Yes.
For Wichita and this community to promote social media, digital skills, to promote business and industry. So just join in and hire students.
Hire students.
Krissy, thank you for coming on Tech Talks today. It's really good to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk with WSU Tech. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay connected and keep exploring the incredible, wonderful work happening here at WSU Tech.